ash is frozen just 10 seconds. This isn't Mars.
Welcome to Oymyakon, where thermometers hit -71 and boiling water turns to ice dust before hitting the ground.
No fridges needed here. Fish stand like statues, and fruit is as hard as a rock.
Rule number 1, never turn off the engine. If you stop here, your car won't start again until spring.
So, how do 500 people survive this frozen valley? Is it madness or necessity?
Let's get inside before we freeze. Welcome to the world's toughest survival challenge.
Even walking is a struggle. The snow is so hard, it feels like walking on crunchy styrofoam.
Think your kitchen freezer is cold? That's only -18. This is -71. It's not just cold.
It's not about fashion, it's survival. If you don't dress in layers like a cabbage, the cold will burn you in minutes.
Technology is useless here. My phone battery died just 30 seconds after I took it out.
It's deadly out there. These stoves must never go out, or the house will freeze within hours.
No running water here. The pipes would burst. Your drinking water is these giant blocks of blue ice.
To drink tea, you have to go to the lake, cut the ice, carry it home, and melt it in barrels.
Stroganina. No cooking, you eat frozen raw fish slices with just salt and pepper.
And the worst part, no indoor toilets. You have to run to this frozen wooden shack outside at -70.
Cars are worth more than gold. They live in heated garages. If the car freezes, life stops.
Everything becomes a weapon here. Hammering a nail with a frozen banana is just normal physics in Oymyakon.
The ground is so frozen it's almost like concrete, so in some places they build fires in the same spot over and over to melt it enough to dig graves.
Oymyakon. It's not just weather. It's one of humanity's greatest victories against nature.
This frozen adventure will continue at -71 degrees for those who live here.
Could you survive here for even one day? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
The Mariana Trench lies west of the Pacific Ocean, east of Guam Island. With a depth exceeding 11,000 meters, it's recognized as Earth's deepest point. The trench's depth could easily swallow Mount Everest whole. Nowhere else on Earth's surface exists such extreme topography. The deeper you go, the greater the pressure. Every 10 meters adds 1 atmosphere. At the bottom, it's 1,100 times surface pressure. The human body cannot withstand this pressure directly. Free divers reach only tens of meters, while 300 meters marks a technical diving milestone. Reaching the Mariana Trench floor needs special deep-sea vehicles. Trieste in 1960 and James Cameron in 2012 made historic dives. Sunlight vanishes beyond 1,000 meters depth. Absolute darkness reigns here, where many creatures produce their own light. At extreme depths, gas bubbles form in body tissues. Nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity pose fatal risks. The Mariana Trench hosts endemic species found nowhere else. Giant isopods, vampire squid, and bioluminescent fish. Water temperature at the trench floor remains between 1 and 4 degrees Celsius. Some microorganisms thrive even in these extreme conditions. Prolonged isolation, darkness, and risk inside capsules create mental and physical stress, much like what astronauts experience. Sediment and water samples from the trench reveal thousands of new species genetically adapted to survive extreme depths and conditions. Now begins the ascent back to the surface. Laboratory analysis of these samples offers promise. New antibiotics, enzymes, and biotechnology applications. With today's advanced technology, we've mapped only 2% of the Mariana Trench. Scientists aim to fully explore this mysterious trench using advanced robots and remotely operated vehicles. The Mariana remains one of Earth's last unexplored frontiers.
Welcome to the Element series, where we explore the fundamental forces that shape our world: water, fire, air, and earth. In water, coastlines drown, and our homes learn to float. By 2100, rising seas may erase many coasts. Floating platforms replace solid ground beneath our homes. These houses are built to endure salt, storms, and waves. Inside, live data shows how wind, waves, and power change. Electricity here comes directly from sun, waves, and currents. Fresh water and part of the food supply are produced directly on the platform. In storms, anchors and joints decide whether the home will hold. Linked homes can drift together, leaving old coastlines behind. Beneath the water, sea life slowly claims the structure. For some, a moving home on water may become the new normal. In fire, we step into homes that claim volcanic heat and desert food. Future homes will reason the fire as pure energy, not open flame. In volcanic regions, deep wells turn underground heat into power. In deserts, wide solar roofs capture intense sunlight all day. Smart facades automatically shift their shade, so only the right amount of heat enters. Thermal batteries store excess heat and release it slowly at night.
Fire-prone zones use non-flammable shells and cleared safety belts.
Indoors, controlled light and warmth replace traditional open fires. Each house manages most of its own heating, like a mini power plant. Daytime heat is captured and balanced to keep nights more stable. In these designs, a fire becomes invisible flame, still shaping how we live. In air, the city stretches into the sky, and people start living in the heavens. Air element homes rise above crowded ground into cleaner light and wind.
Some stand on tall towers or cliffs. Others hang beneath large platforms.
Up here, steadier high-altitude winds keep these vertical turbines spinning almost non-stop. Layered roofs capture sunlight and daylight, cutting the need for lamps.
Filters and green walls clean incoming air before it fills the rooms.
Sky bridges and open decks connect homes, turning upper air into streets. Lightweight carbon fiber structures keep the weight low and reduce the stress on towers and supports. Sensors continuously track wind and sway, warning residents whenever the movement becomes unsafe. Emergency capsules like this can carry residents down towards safer ground when something goes wrong. Air element designs imagine cities that don't just spread outward, but climb into the sky and treat the air itself as living space. In Earth, the most advanced homes are the ones you can barely see.
Earth element homes sink into the landscape instead of sitting on top of it.
Partially buried homes wrap themselves in soil, using the earth as a thick layer of natural insulation. Green roofs and living walls help cool the building, support life, and slowly capture carbon from the air. Large windows frame the landscape,
while smart shading keeps heat and glare under control.
Using local stone, timber, and clay lets these homes visually merge with the land around them. Here, rainwater is quietly collected from the roof and stored out of sight in underground cisterns. Carefully layered native planting shields the walls from wind, dust, and slow, long-term erosion. Daylight and natural cross-ventilation keep the space comfortable while reducing the need for machines. Carefully placed footpaths and quiet zones keep nearby habitats connected, instead of breaking them apart. Earth element homes feel borrowed from the land, instead of being forced to stand against it.
4 elements. The choice is yours. Where would your home be? Let's meet in the comments.
In the summer of 1518, Strasbourg was a weary medieval city struggling with famine, disease, and crushing taxes. That summer, a woman named Frau Trecnh suddenly began dancing in the street and moved without stopping for hours. As days passed, the number of those joining her grew. First dozens, then hundreds of people began dancing uncontrollably. Witnesses describe how these people danced for days, not willingly, but as if compelled, until their feet bled. Some records describe many people collapsing in the streets from extreme exhaustion, heart attacks, and strokes, though the exact death toll remains unknown. Physicians of the time attributed the phenomenon to hot blood and bodily imbalance, and as a remedy, they recommended that the afflicted continue dancing. City officials arranged halls to gather the dancers and hired musicians, attempting to facilitate controlled dancing among those affected. Others, viewing this strange event as the wrath of Saint Vitus and divine punishment for sins, sought refuge in churches and at the saint's shrine. Today's historians believe that famine, poverty, disease, and religious oppression may have converged to create the conditions for a mass psychological breakdown. Ergot poisoning, caused by a rye fungus, is also debated as a possible cause, since it can trigger hallucinations and muscle spasms. While some sources claim many people died each day at the plague's peak, the true death toll remains uncertain due to incomplete official records. When authorities finally realized the situation had spiraled out of control, they reversed course, banning music and street entertainment, silencing musicians in an attempt to disperse the crowds. Many dancers were later taken to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, where they were dressed in red shoes and priests attempted to calm them through prayers and rituals. As weeks passed, the number of dancers dwindled. The streets slowly emptied, and the city gradually returned to its everyday rhythm. Today, the 1518 Strasbourg dancing plague is viewed as an enigmatic historical event, where economic crisis, religious fear, possible poisoning, and mass hysteria intertwined in mysterious ways. Europe faced war, famine, and crisis in the mid-1300s. The Black Death from 1347 to 1351 changed everything. The plague spread west along Asian trade routes. Merchants unknowingly brought infected fleas to Europe. In 1347, a diseased army besieged Kaffa in Crimea. Corpses were catapulted inside, spreading plague by sea. Genoese ships carried plague to Sicily and Mediterranean ports. Deaths surged across southern Europe and North Africa. By 1348, France, England, and Central Europe were hit. Germany and Scandinavia followed in 1349 to 1350. The bacterium Yersinia pestis caused the plague. It spread from rodents through fleas, then between people. Symptoms included fever, chills, vomiting, and painful swellings. Most died within days. No treatment existed. The Black Death killed 1/3 of Europe's population. Some regions lost half, tens of millions in years. Streets filled with corpses. Graveyards overflowed. Fields went unplowed, and towns became deserted. Medieval doctors tried bloodletting, herbs, and prayers. These remedies were useless and often harmful. Many saw plague as divine punishment. Penitent groups roamed cities. Jews were wrongly blamed and massacred. With workers scarce, surviving laborers gained power. Wages rose and feudal bonds weakened across Europe. Fear and death permeated art and literature. The dance of death symbolized mortality's constant presence. The first wave ended in 1351, but plague never vanished. It returned in waves for centuries. The Black Death transformed Europe's demographics, economy, beliefs, and politics. It hastened the Middle Ages' end.
What if the strangest objects in the universe aren't science fiction at all, but already out there right now? Some galaxies hide supermassive black holes at their cores, millions of times heavier than the sun.
Gas falling into a supermassive black hole forms a hot spinning disk, and the event horizon is the boundary where even light cannot escape.
At the center of the Milky Way, a supermassive black hole about 4 million times the sun's mass hides among the surrounding stars. A neutron star is the collapsed core of a massive star, heavier than the sun, but only about the size of a city. Some neutron stars become pulsars, spinning fast and sweeping space with narrow radiation beams. A teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh hundreds of millions of tons on Earth. A magnetar is an ultra-magnetized neutron star with the strongest magnetic fields we know of anywhere in the universe. A magnetar's magnetic field is so extreme it can warp metal and even tear apart normal atoms. Sometimes magnetars unleash brief bursts of X-rays and gamma rays with incredible power. Quasars are tiny galactic cores that shine brighter than all the stars in their host galaxies.
Each quasar is powered by a supermassive black hole, feeding on gas and often launching twin plasma jets.
Most quasars we see are billions of light years away, so observing them is like looking at a much younger universe.
Super puffy planets are Jupiter-sized gas worlds but far less dense, almost like inflated giants.
Some of these planets are so light that their density is closer to foam than rock, far puffier than Jupiter.
Super puffy planets often orbit very close to their stars, where intense heat swells and erodes their outer atmospheres.
Some distant exoplanets are so rich in carbon that their interiors may hold huge layers of diamond. Models suggest a rocky outer shell, a graphite layer beneath, and deep inside, a vast diamond zone. Diamond planets would be unlike any world we know, shaped by exotic carbon chemistry instead of water and rock. Cosmic voids are huge regions of space, hundreds of millions of light years across, with almost no galaxies at all. Inside a deep void, galaxies are so far apart that a single one would sit in almost complete darkness in every direction. Seen from far away, voids and the filaments around them give the universe a sponge-like, web-shaped structure. Dark matter is invisible, but around many galaxies it forms a vast halo that helps hold their fast-orbiting stars in place. In many galaxies, the stars and gas we see are just a small part of the mass. Most of it is invisible dark matter.
Dark matter's gravity can even bend light, acting like a lens that stretches and distorts background galaxies.
The cosmic microwave background is the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, from when the universe was very young. These tiny temperature differences are fingerprints of the first clumps of matter that became galaxies. Scientists call the cosmic microwave background the baby picture of our universe.
When a sun-like star swells into a red giant, its outer layers can expand enough to engulf once safe orbiting planets.
As a planet skims a red giant's atmosphere, its surface vaporizes, losing mass and slowly spiraling deeper into the star.
Astronomers spot these events in tiny changes in a star's light and chemistry, and in planets that simply vanish from their orbits.
These 10 were just the beginning. If the universe can do this, what else is hiding in the dark?